Ready.
Silakan MC dilanjut.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa mawala, amma ba'du. Thank you very much for everyone for attending this prestigious event, which is GTK Berbagi. And in this event, we will talk about reflective teaching. And before we go through this whole event, I would like to extend my thank you, my gratitude to Bapak Dr. Ainur Rofiq as the head or the responsible of this event, and then for the Pak Henry as the narasumber. Thank you for joining us in this event. And to save the time, let's open this event by reciting Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Go to the next agenda, which is singing Indonesia Raya.
pendidik anak bangsa, terus mengabdi tak kenal lelah. Guru madrasah terhadap anak negeri. ikhlas dalam beramal. Engkaulah sang pencerah hati, engkaulah penerus risalah, penuntun akhlak mulia, teguhkan iman dan Islam. Sabar jalani tugas suci, setiap langkah jadi ibadah. Kasih dan sayang selalu tercurah, lahirkan insan berakhlak mulia. Guru madrasah pendidik anak bangsa, terus mengabdi tak kenal lelah. Guru madrasah teladan anak negeri, terus berjuang ikhlas dalam beramal. Ibu bapa guru madrasah mulia, jasamu terpatri dalam sanubari jejak langkah dan bimbinganmu. Engkaulah sang pencerah hati, engkaulah penerus risalah, penuntun akhlak mulia, teguhkan iman dan Islam. Sabar jalani tugas suci, setiap langkah jadi ibadah. Kasih dan sayang selalu tercurah, lahirkan insan berakhlak mulia, lahirkan insan berakhlak mulia.
Silakan Mas Wahyu.
Thank you. I would like to before continuing this program, I would like to excuse me for not showing the video due to the signal. I hope it's not gonna bother this event. And next to the remark speech by the responsible person, Bapak Dr. Haji Ainur Rafiq, with all due respect, time and screen is yours.
Oke, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin sayyidina maulana Muhammadin wa ala alihi washabihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Honorable our minister, honorable our director general, honorable our director, teacher and staff, madrasah teacher and staff, dan yang kami banggakan PJ nasional, khususnya bahasa internasional, panitia, narasumber, host, dan moderator. Alhamdulillah pada malam hari ini, di Sabtu malam ini, kita selalu istiqomah menebar keilmuan, khususnya kepada guru dan tenaga kependidikan madrasah di Indonesia melalui dunia maya ini. Bapak Ibu yang kami hormati, pertama-tama tentu kita bersyukur kepada Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala yang telah memberikan, yang telah menganugerahkan taufik dan hidayah kepada kita semua. Dan tidak lupa sholawat salam selalu kita aturkan ke junjungan kita Rasulullah Muhammad SAW yang selalu kita nantikan syafaatnya di kelak kemudian. Bapak Ibu yang kami hormati, terkait dengan kegiatan malam ini, saya lihat materinya terkait dengan reflective teaching ya. Saya kira ini merupakan topik yang cukup penting dan barangkali juga perlu disosialisasikan kepada semua guru dan tenaga kependidikan madrasah Indonesia, khususnya adalah guru Inggris atau guru bahasa asing Indonesia. Karena saat ini saya sering sekarang ini dengan adanya krisis yang di Ukraina itu, sekarang TV-TV internasional itu kan sudah banyak di YouTube ya. Ada Al Jazeera, kemudian ada NBC, kemudian ada BBC, kemudian ada Turki, ya kan? Kemudian ada Diwi atau Dutch, ya. Dutch itu, kemudian ada juga dari Prancis, ya. Itu kita bisa melihat bahwa informasi terbaru di Ukraina itu seperti apa. Nah, saya kira dengan berbagai contoh berita yang ada di TV-TV tersebut, saya kira teman-teman nanti bisa mengupas, kemudian menganalisis sesuai dengan kalau dalam bahasa modul itu UP ya, dalam bahasa modul. Tapi kalau dalam bahasa dalam bahasa kurikulum itu KD ya, nah, kompetensi dasar katakanlah begitu. Kalau dalam bahasa dulu pokok bahasan. Nah, oleh karena itu saya kira memang terkait dengan pembelajaran model reflective teaching ini saya kira sangat penting bagi guru-guru kita. Itu yang pertama. Kemudian yang kedua, bahasa internasional saya kira cukup istiqomah ya dalam hal ini ya. Biasanya tuh Rabu malam sama Sabtu malam, biasanya seperti itu. Saya lihat sudah sebagai edisi, dan itu misalnya edisi itu kemudian bisa dikompilasi katakanlah itu, atau dalam bahasa YouTube itu bisa di list gitu ya. Kan ada itu list khusus bahasa Inggris atau list khusus apa. Ya file-file di YouTube itu kan biasanya kan ada yang sholawatan tuh di list kemudian jadi satu itu. Ada yang seperti itu. Nah, jadi ketika diputar itu secara otomatis itu materinya bahasa internasional semua. Mungkin bisa dikelompokkan yang bahasa Inggris semua, bahasa Perancis semua, bahasa Jerman semua, dan itu saya kira akan sangat membantu ketika kita mau membuka file-file kita yang sudah kita lakukan, dan kita bisa mengevaluasi apa yang perlu kita perbaiki dan apa yang perlu kita tonjolkan di situ, karena memang itu menjadi kekayaan kita bersama dalam ranah program GTK Madrasah Berbagi. Itu yang kedua. Kemudian yang terakhir saya kira kami dari Direktorat GTK selalu dan tidak bosan-bosannya mendorong, memotivasi, mendukung semua eksplorasi, semua publikasi yang dilakukan oleh guru dan tenaga pendidikan madrasah di Indonesia, dan memang kita mengharap semuanya menjadi lebih baik. Dan sekali lagi pesan kita yang disampaikan adalah sesuatu yang positif, yang positif dan yang positif. Karena memang kalau di dunia maya ini yang kita sebar itu adalah dunia yang positif, dan positif, maka insya Allah kita akan mendapatkan keberkahan dan juga kemanfaatan. Jangan sekali-sekali kita menyampaikan hal-hal yang tidak positif, katakanlah begitu. Itu pesan saya yang sangat penting sekali, sehingga tidak, kalau dalam bahasa Jawa keterucut, nah jangan sampai seperti itu. Makanya kita harus wanti-wanti betul, yang kita sampaikan itu adalah hal-hal yang bersifat positif, dan positif. Kita jaga betul lisan kita, jangan sampai kepleset bahasanya seperti itu. Nah, oleh karena itu, sekali lagi, kami dari Direktorat GTK mengucapkan terima kasih yang sebesar-besarnya, terutama kepada narasumber yang berkenan membagikan ilmu terbaiknya kepada kita semua, dan juga moderator, panitia, dan tentunya para peserta atau para partisipan yang berkenan hadir pada malam hari ini. Barangkali demikian, kita buka ya. Nah, mari kita buka agar kegiatan ini bisa berjalan dengan lancar, sukses, berkah, dan bermanfaat bagi kita semua. Dengan kalau biasanya basmalah, sekarang kita pakai suratul Fatihah ya. Al-hadhihi al-Fatihah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin arrahmanirrahim. nasta'in, iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka
Iya,
nasta'in.
Kak.
Shiratal mustaqim, shiratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim. Terima kasih, mohon maaf atas kekurangan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for the opening remarks, Pak Dr. Haji Ainur Rafiq. It is really true that reflective education is very important for us in Indonesia, especially with the case that right now is going on between Russia and Ukraine. And then I also impressed by the program GTK Madrasah. I think the YouTube channel of GTK Madrasah someday in the future will be very beneficial for everyone who want to see the progress of education for madrasah. Okay, without the further ado, we will continue to the main event, which is the speech from Bapak Henry about reflective teaching. But before we go to the speech, I would like to read the profile of Pak Henry first. Name is Dr. Andes Henry, Magister Education, Master in Curriculum Development and Instruction in George Mason University, Virginia, United States of America. And right now he is in Widya Iswara, Ahli Madya 4C, Outbound Trainer, tugas di Balai Diklat Keagamaan, BDK Padang, and experiences, teacher, English teacher, and then vice to the head of vice principal, and then a part-time lecturer, Widya Iswara, and then another achievement is the Guru Berprestasi Dikbud dan Ristek Kemenag Widya Iswara, and then he is married with wife and 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls. Okay, without further ado, with all due respect, time and screen is yours, Pak.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. You hear my voice?
Hi.
Hello, hey.
Yes.
Hi.
Okay. My voice clear, right?
Yes,
Okay.
clear.
Okay.
Okay.
Good evening, everybody. My special honorable
evening.
special honorable for our Minister of Religious Affairs, our Director of Teachers and Administrators, as well as Mr. Ainur Rafiq, the gentleman who give an opening speech for our activity tonight. And thank you for Mr. Wahyu, the gentleman I have ever met the first time in Bekasi, and all friends who are able to join this event tonight. And I'm really happy to meet everybody, to see your face and to see your smile and anything from the screen. All right. So the first time we would like to say Hamdallah, because we still have a great chance to have a meeting here to talk about something for better English teaching, of course, for better education in our madrasah. And salawat assalam to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, everybody, now we start to talk about reflective teaching. I think, yeah, when you try to read the word reflective, it means that we try to reflect some things we have already done in our daily activities. For example, as teachers, you need to reflect what you have done, what you already achieved, and what you already taught to your students. So let me start the next presentation. Okay, this some things that we really appreciate. Yeah, so Wahyu, Mr. Saripudin, and Ade Suryadi, and as well as Pak Dr. Ainur Rafiq. All right. Okay. I often mention in any training and in any seminars or in any workshops to remind the lovely English teachers, you need to say that I love teaching. Okay, I love teaching, and I believe that everybody loves teaching. That's why you choose professions as a teacher. Yeah, so never think out about I want to change my profession. No way, because once in a while or one time you said yourself that you want to become a teacher, try to love teaching. When you love teaching, you will sacrifice for that. How to sacrifice? Your time, your energy, your mind, as well as your concentration to the teaching. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now maybe you have ever seen this picture. This is the modern school teacher. Even he or she does not have time to have a self or maybe comb his or her hair and then spend pocket money to buy some things for medias, yeah, like what we have now in our modern technology. How can some teachers spend a lot of money for charge? I mean, in Bahasa Indonesia, we say that to buy packet for internet. The most important thing for the teachers, how can they teach better in front of their students? Then next one, lesson plans, papers to grade, and grade books to update by tomorrow. So teachers really do a lot of jobs. Yeah. And then the next one, also notes or good or supportive comments from parents saying that teachers get paid too much now. But how about the quality of education? Still complaints about. And in our situation right now for COVID-19, some things change, but still parents give comment, sometimes supportive, sometimes good, sometimes not good. So that they complain about how teachers now teach easily from home. They do not need to go to schools, but they pay a lot. Okay, next. We go keep continuing. Let's see. Now, I'm going to try to define reflective teaching. Reflective teaching is thinking about your teaching through both sides. You try to think about your self-evaluation and you try to evaluate your teaching through your colleagues. Yeah? And reflective teaching does not mean criticizing your own teaching only, but it means also recognizing what is going well and thinking why it is going well. So it means that we try to evaluate what we already done through our teaching. Maybe what we did well and why is some things going well and why some things not going well. So we try to ask ourselves why, and why, and then what happens. And after we know why it's happened, and then we try to find how to overcome the problems. Okay, through this presentation, I'm going to share with you some questions and also some strategies that we can do to solve this problem, and then we become reflective teachers, the one who can reflect what they have already done through their teaching. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. In my understanding, I think that whoever, as a teacher, whether the new teachers, 5 years teaching, even 10 years teaching, 15 years teaching, even though 20 years teaching, and the one who become retired this coming year, maybe they have ever in this situation, like panicking. Was my explanation clear? What's going on in my teaching? Because when this man maybe finished checking their students' work, and then he felt frustrated. Was my explanation clear? So he or we need to ask ourselves. Okay. Let's, as here, try to become a reflective teacher. Honestly, look at what you do from time to time. Evaluate the purpose of your role as a teacher. That's what Robert John Meehan said that. So look at what you do from time to time. Sometimes we never care about what we have done, whether helping students or not, whether our students understood what we explained or not, whether we reach our goals or our destiny in teaching or not. That's we need to talk about. Okay, that's next. That's why reason why we need to do reflective teaching in our teaching. Here it is.
I feel sorry, Ustad Henry. I feel sorry because your slide cannot move.
Pardon? My
Your
slide?
slide cannot move.
Okay, let me check.
Yeah, your slide cannot move.
Cannot move?
Yes, still the first slide here.
Still on the first slide?
Yes.
Okay, wait. Let me check.
You can close this presentation and then you share again.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
Yes, okay. Now, yes.
What about now? What about now?
Yes,
okay.
Yeah.
What is it? Okay.
Yes, okay.
Okay, yes.
That? Okay.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Continue.
Okay, let's see. Okay, good. Thank you very much for your reminding me.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, let's see. Go back to the pictures. You see that? Maybe even the new teachers who already teach 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, or 20 years, even the one who already becoming teachers 25 or 30 years, I believe that we or they have ever been in this situation and condition, questioning him or herself. Was my explanation clear? Were my students learn? Whether I achieve the goals of my teaching or not? So I really believe that they are in this condition once in a while. So need to ask whether our explanation clear or not. Then let's see. My next PowerPoint. Yeah. Be a reflective teacher means that we honestly look at what we do from time to time. Evaluate the purpose of your role as a teacher. That's what Robert John Meehan said that. So we need to have a look from time to time. So when we have a look from time to time what we did, what we already done with our students, whether we already reached the goals, so we realized, oh, there's some things missed, or there's something lost in my teaching. So we try to double check. We try to look what really happened in our teaching time to time. Then next year. reason why we need to do reflective teaching in our teaching. Let's see, number 1. You see that? Reflective teaching. Reflective teachers are effective teachers. You see that? And effective teachers have effective lessons. Reflective teachers take responsibility for students' learning. Reflective teachers always ask 3 kinds of questions. What's the question? So I really hope that to the participant, as we English teachers ask ourselves, is what I'm doing effective? Are students learning? Even though in what situation? Now, past COVID-19, this question still related to what happened right now. Is what I'm doing effective? Ask students to open Zoom and then to send through Google Drive or some things, join chat. Are students learning through that? And B, is what I'm doing aligned with research or research-based theory? And is what I'm doing aligned with my teaching philosophy, teaching values, and my beliefs? So we need to ask that question, whether what we have done effective or not, whether students learning or not, whether what I'm doing aligned with the research or research-based theory, or something you are doing aligned or correlated to what your teaching philosophy or your teaching values and your teaching beliefs. Okay, to all friends, like we go on, continue. We continue. Now we continue to the next slide. Next slide.
Still a reflective teaching.
Yeah,
no, it's continue. Okay.
Reflective questions. Yeah, reflective questions. Okay. Next. Now, reflective questions about students' learning. How effective was my lesson? Did I achieve the purpose? Did I maximize time on task and academic learning time? Learning occur? Sometimes we only busy doing these activities, doing those activities, doing ice breaking, ask students to do this grouping or some things, and then try to ask them to Googling or something, try to ask them to have in Google Drive or something. But did learning occur by doing those one? Real learning over time successfully in high levels, and formative assessment is used as learning as forming. It means that we try to assess while the learning's going on. Okay. 4, what could be done differently? It means we try to do some things differently in any lesson. So when we only do the same thing time to time, day to day, or maybe week to week, month to month, or year to years, some students feel bored, or we never reflect what we have done in former time. So how can I keep students engaged and interested? How can I help them find their joys and passions? How can I help them reach their full potential? And what should I do next? After we try to reflect what we have done on our second teaching, for example, and we found some things not suitable, not aligned, and not, not related to what we really hope, and then we should ask ourselves, what should I do next to make my teaching much better? Okay, next. Reflective questions about research and research-based theory. Is what and how I am teaching aligned with research or research-based theory? It means this one asks teachers to read, journals or maybe any research journals. Is there a body of research to support the strategies and type of instructions? And what more can I learn? Where should I look next? It means that teachers need to read, and read, and discuss with colleagues to talk about what and how to teach better in front of the students. So it means that we teachers, because we already got our what we call it salary. Let's see, not our salary. I mean the additional one. So 20% for the teachers to use for their own development. So next, we go on. Reflective question about your values and philosophy. Is my lesson and teaching practices aligned with values, personal and professional one? Is it consistent with what I believe to be the purpose of education in our society? So we need to think more whether what we already done in the classroom, whether aligned with our values personally or as professional one, or is it consistent to what we believe and the purpose of our education? And is it consistent with my educational philosophy, or am I teaching from my authentic self, or maybe some teaching from someone else authentic? So so you will never find, we will never find one classroom really the same to others classroom. So what some teachers, some professional teachers already done in his or her class, we cannot do the same as what they have done. So we have our own authentic self in teaching in our classroom. All right, that's it. This is significant reasons of reflective teaching. So it will enable you to adjust lesson plans to differences between classes and students. So maybe we question ourselves why this lesson plan in this classroom works. But when I go to a different classroom, it does not work. And then I continue, move to the next class. There's also difference. So it means that we need to reflect what we have already done in one classroom, and then we think a lot what we are going to do in the next classroom. So the question number 2, I mean the significant reasons number 2, vary the methodology according to such factors as kinds of children in the class, purposes of the lesson, ability of the students as well. Try to modify activities and lesson to available equipment, and attempt to understand management problems, and then seek the causes modifying teaching procedures. And the last one, regularly assist the student and also seek constructive criticism about their teaching from students and colleagues. It means reflective. We try to welcome criticism from who? From ourselves, from our colleagues, even from students themselves. Okay, let's see then. Yeah. What does a reflective teacher always ask question? Yeah, as reflective teachers, you need to ask yourself, did I achieve what I set out to do in my classroom? Did the students understand the lessons? Did my methods confuse them? Or what should I do to change next time? And what else could I use to help them to understand? Okay, and maybe I can go to the next PowerPoint. Let's see. here, like other professionals, teachers cannot be effective by following scripts only. Instead, they need to create knowledge in use as they practice. Knowledge does not exist apart from teacher and context. So there is a context in any practice teaching we are doing in our classroom. Then this I skip this one. Then go to this one. Maybe participant ask, how to, what my recommendations to do to reflect your own teaching. I recommend there are 7 ways to reflect our own teaching or your own teaching in the classroom. This is what I quote from Jeremy Hammer in his book, Reflective Teaching as one of the other solutions for better quality teaching. Yeah, one of other solution. So to become better teacher, to become great teacher, or to become crazy teacher in front of the classroom, to make your student like you, to make your student enjoy your classroom. So reflective teaching is one of other solutions. So there are many other solutions, but tonight we focus on reflective teaching, what Jeremy Hammer recommends in his book. Yeah, let's see. Number 1, there's 7. Number 1, what yourself teaching. How to do it. So now with your camera, yeah, with our camera, with our Android, so you ask one friend to video camera your teaching, and then after your friend's video camera your teaching, and then you watch the video by yourself. Then after you watch the video by yourself, you can ask your husband or your wife to watch your video teaching. Even you can ask your children, and then the one who closest to you, the one who loves you a lot, will tell you exactly what happened in your video. So watch yourself teaching, and then you can recognize, and then you can make decision. Oh, there's some things I did not good. There's something I need to do some things better. Oh, there's something when I use these medias, do well. Ah, this is something when I ask students to work in group, it does not work well. So watch yourself teaching. Don't feel shy when you're teaching. So you will see who you are teaching in front of your students. Number 2, ask your colleagues to watch your teaching. It means that your colleagues in school, ask them, okay, Ibu Santi, I see that you don't have a class teaching in this time. So how can you come to my classroom? Watch me teaching. And later on, you let me know, you tell me what I need to prepare, what I need to have things better, and what I need to make sure so the student will learn better. And tell me some things that good and some things not good I have done in my classroom. Of course, who you are asking to watch your teaching? Of course, your friends, not the friends who do not like you, but of course the friends that like you. I mean that your close friends. So they will tell you exactly what really happened in your classrooms. Next, number 3, what is it? Keeping to write a diary. What is it? As a teachers, we need to write diary too. For example, oh, why Santi today does not give any response? And maybe that you write down why when I ask students to run group, it doesn't work. Or maybe when I ask them to debate, or when I ask them to only have 2 groups, pros and cons, why it doesn't work. So you need to write. So to write a diary about your teaching, or maybe simply we ever said that your diary journal of your teaching diary, and write anything happen in your classroom. And then when you have time at home, or maybe when you have a free time in school, you try to read, oh, this happened in my classroom. So that's the way you reflect. Number 3. Number 4, managing time for discussion. What is it? Jeremy Hammer the managing time for discussion. Before the class meeting, early in the morning, we arrive in our madrasa, we arrive in our school and discuss with our friends. Okay, I'm going to teach this one. Is there any suggestion? Have you ever experienced teaching these materials? What medias are you using, or for example, and managing time for discussion early in the morning, or after everybody, or after every student's leaving the classroom or leaving the school, and you have a short time discuss to your friends. Okay, ma'am. Okay, sir. How can you say me about your experience teaching today? I have a problems, this one and this one. So you can discuss with your friends or with your colleagues in school. So managing time for discussions. So maybe because of technology right now, you can also discuss through your Google meeting, or maybe you can discuss with Zoom with your friends, or maybe you can call individually and ask your friends. Okay, next, number 5, having comments from students. It means that you ask directly to your students. Maybe you try to interview them. Okay, sir. Okay, my lovely, great student, please comment me about our something's wrong, or what things you don't like our lesson, and what things you don't like the activities we already done. And ask a question: is my teaching influential, or is my teaching some things that you like, or whether you feel happy, or whether you enjoy my teaching? So you can ask your students. You can ask directly, or you can use through writing as well, or maybe you can use short survey using Mentimeter or something. So you do not need to know the names of the student who gives you command. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my great colleagues. Number 6, having critics box. Now, maybe we can change the critics box with some things. We have channels, so every student can criticize any teachers through the channel, or maybe the web in our madrasa. So the critics, so we welcome critics. If we want to have better teachers, if we want to have better explanation in front of our students, so we welcome critics. So the great person, the great teachers, born from welcoming critics. All right, this number 7, the last one, having spy recording. It seems like a spy movie. It looks like that. Then what does it mean? So maybe try to becoming a spy. Maybe you can use your Android to do a kind of spy. You can work together with some other teachers, or maybe you can work together with OSIS, for example, or you can work together with canteen ladies or canteen men, or maybe security. What to do and how to do? Okay, for example, in canteen. Okay, ma'am. Okay, sir. Would you help me when students later come to your canteen, when they have meals, when they order some things to eat, when they order something for drink, please ask the question. But let the canteen man or the canteen lady know that no student know that you recording. You try to record. Okay, what's the question? Ask the canteen or the who with whom you studied. Oh, for example, I studied with Mr. Henry. Okay, what you got from him in the teaching? And while having their meals, student will answer differently. Example, they will answer, Mr. Henry just give task, work and work. And the other way, oh no, the comment teaching English because so. And then when the recording finished, you try to listen by yourself. This is the pure comment from your teachers. Sorry, this is a pure comments from your students. And then you listen it carefully at home or in the school. But I badly recommend you do not find whose voice in the recording. Because if you want to have to become a better English teachers, you do not need to find out, you not need to figure out who criticized you. That's what I mean that having spy recording. All right. I think that's all my great presentation for tonight. Thanks, Atera, for all great attention. And then I can conclude that if we want to become great English teachers, we try to become reflective teachers. What reflective teachers do? They try to become effective teachers. Effective teachers teach effective lesson. And then we try to reflect what we have already done by asking why it happens, why it doesn't happen, why it works, and why some things does not work. Okay, thank you very much for the great attentions. Mr. Wahyu, the screen goes to you.
Okay, thank you, Pak Henry. It is really great presentation, and you're my favorite teacher in Bekasi. Thank you for giving me the lesson there.
Okay.
Teacher is a great profession because teacher define what is the nation gonna be like in the future, right? So the material that Mr. Henry just given to us is our job daily activity. So probably I'm sure everyone here must have a questions about the reflective teaching. I'm sure about it because it's our daily activity in teaching every day. So for those who have the question, this is Pak Syarif. Please, Pak Syarif.
Oke, selamat malam Pak Hendri. Mohon maaf, sama-sama Bekasi, saya dulu pernah di Bekasi juga Pak Wahyu di Pondok Umum Permai. Tapi sekarang udah pindah Jogja. Okay, I want to ask to Mr. Henry about this reflection teaching because I new CPNS. New CPNS can be belajar tentang bagaimana mengajar yang baik. Yang saya tanyakan seperti ini, Pak. Kenapa kadang ada guru yang tidak relevan dengan lamanya dia mengajar? Skill yang dia punyai itu kadang tidak relevan dengan lamanya dia mengajar. Saya itu mendambakan ketika dia banyak pengalaman, dia punya mudah untuk membuat PTK misalnya, membuat tulisan jurnal atau apa. Bagaimana menurut Pak Henry untuk mengatasi itu? Itu karena menurut saya sebuah problem, Pak, sebuah problem karena saya sebagai orang baru ingin lihat contoh guru yang ideal misalnya, guru yang ideal mungkin dia udah lama ngajar, mungkin dia lebih profesional, tapi kadang saya menemukan dia lama ngajarnya tapi ternyata nggak bisa jadi panutan bagi kami yang baru gitu. Nah, bagaimana menurut Pak Henry untuk mengatasi hal itu? Nah, sorry saya pakai bahasa sebenarnya saya bukan guru bahasa karena saya guru fikih dan ingin belajar bahasa Inggris juga. Thank you, terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Take it easy, Ustaz Sarif.
Okay, Pak Wahyu, how many people will ask the first slot? Three
I think
or
you can answer it directly. Pak. Yeah.
Directly. Okay.
Yeah.
Minister Sarif, you see that? That's a really wonderful questions because in my presentation ever mentioned that even though 5 years teaching, 10 years teaching, 15 years teaching, 20 years teaching, some do not correlate it to how professionals. And then you ask question, even though long years teaching, but still teach like new teachers, and vice versa, still new, maybe 2 or 3 years teaching, but really high motivated teachers. And then if I can say that down here, long years or many years teaching do not guarantee someone to be professionals. So professionals do not count by how many years someone teach. Some theories that when we have already done our teaching many years, we need to become someone professionals. But in some case, even though many years we teach, not guaranteed to become someone professionals. And then, Mr. Sarif, what makes someone professionals? That one of the answer, try to reflect, try to see, try to have a look, try to study, try to learn what you have already done in your teaching. Try to recognize what things are already done good, and something not good, I will try to do some things better in the future teaching. It means that never give up if you want to improve your teaching. That's what my explanation, Mr. Sarif. Okay, Mr. Wahyu.
Okay. Thank you. Is that answer your question, Pak Sarif?
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, that's a very brilliant answer for the questions. Never give up. Okay, next, anyone else want to ask the questions? Okay, Pak Asep, please.
Yes, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yes, I'm from Tasik.
Yes, Asep. Yes.
Okay. I'm from Tasik. Thank you very much. It's interesting topic, and Pak Henry is about reflective teaching, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you know that to improve our teaching, we have to teach by research, or based on the research. Yeah, it's a good idea. Okay. Here I'd like to talk about my experience in reflective teaching. Okay, when I work together with my friends, when I was a teacher, because now I'm not a teacher anymore. Yeah, but I used to. No, I'm a supervisor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yes, a supervisor for madrasah.
Yeah.
I used to write reflective journal, but not journal as you know, like not like the article for journal, but reflective journal reflective. I think reflective teaching journal. Yeah, because you know, to progress the process of teaching, and we know the strength or the weakness of my teaching with the journal, with writing journal, by writing journal. there are three components, there are 3 points to write the reflective journal. And then the first description of the teaching process, and then the second evaluation to know the strength or the weakness of the teaching process, and the third or the last is follow up. Okay, to follow up is needed to improve the teaching process. Okay, up to now, yeah, when I work in supervisor, yeah, when after monitoring the madrasa, so I'm still use reflective journal, supervising reflective journal. But long ago, I used to write reflective teaching journal. Yeah. Okay, after that, you will know the strengths and the weakness, and how to activate the students, how to encourage the students, and how to make the children enjoyable in learning. Okay, and this is the reflective teaching journal. It's become research, yeah, classroom action research. Yeah. So my classroom action research is based on the reflective journal. Okay, I think this just my experience when I was teaching English at senior school. Thank you very much, Pak Wahyu, Pak Andi. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, Pak Asep, let me give comment to what you tried to explain. It means that when you have already done your supervising related to reflective teaching and your reflective teaching journal.
Yeah, okay? That's right.
Then I really agree to what you have already done. Then if I can suggest here, what you have already done as your journal about reflective teaching journal, try to share with the English under your control. It means that when you did that, it means that you try to help teachers, and then the teachers will read and then will listen you. Or it means that you are helping them to become reflective teachers, but you try to help them. Okay, thank you, Pak Asep. Yeah, we are on the same boat. Yeah, we are on the same boat. Okay, is there any questions? Is there any idea to share with or are you still okay?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Actually, I saw you many times. I think in PJJ English. You are.
Okay.
I saw you too.
Yes. Ibu Merangin ya, Ibu. Yeah. What's your name, ma'am? Ibu Osi. Okay, Ibu Osi. Yes. Okay. How can Ibu Osi?
Maybe this time I want to share my teaching adventure. I think why I say my adventure, because sometimes I feel that confused. I do not satisfied with my teaching, because in my opinion, in my classroom, I just want to ask my student to have fun in my class. I just want to ask my students to enjoy with English, do not feel afraid to study English. I give them many games. I give them many group discussions. In my purposes are that my students do not afraid. They can practice English as much as they can, and that is That is my purpose. But sometimes I feel do not satisfy because our government, not maybe not our government, but there is examination, final examination. If I give them if I ask my student to have fun in my classroom, but I think I lose many material in my classroom. I teach in grade 9 in MTSN 1 Merangin. There are many indicators, there are many KD, there are many material that I have to give them. But my problems are, if I give them many games, there are many material that I lose. I can't give them the same time, especially like now in COVID-19. I just have limit that time. So I don't know, maybe I can't be a reflective teacher, I think.
Okay.
I
That's
feel
it,
the
Bu Osi? Okay, Bu Osi. It's really challenging questions, trigger questions, or trigger what you said, that adventure teachers, right? Let's see, Bu Osi. You start from the great word, confused. The great invention, the great technology starting from when someone confused about something. See? And then you continue with the word, you do not feel satisfied with your teaching. Yeah. And then you try to overcome the problems to make it becoming satisfied. And then you have fun. You ask your student with joyful activities, and then your students enjoy your classroom, and then they do not feel afraid of having any mistakes. That's what you try to solve your problems. But contrary to the fact, some things bother you. Some things make you restless. Some things make you unhappy. If you do have fun, if you do joyful learning in the classroom, and you try not to make your student not feel afraid of the English lessons, in one side, you need to finish about the curriculum, because still have exam or test, and semester test or yearly test. Okay. Let me tell you, yeah, there are two, I mean, what we call it, two rules on this education: mastery learning and curriculum-oriented learning. I am repeating, mastery learning and curriculum-oriented learning. Mastery learning, some things that we can go step to the next materials, to the next lesson, if students mastery the former lesson, if student mastery the former materials. That's mastery learning. It is done or practiced by great country that they have well and good education. In some countries, in some use curriculum target oriented. So what you already did, you are on the right track. Yeah, curriculum oriented learning, we have to finish the materials. We don't care about whether students understand, whether students enjoy or not. But if I can suggest here in front of in this screen meeting, keep going to have fun with your students, make the class that they enjoy your classroom, and they do not feel afraid of English. When they have fun, when they enjoy your classroom, when they do not feel afraid of English, it means that they will learn by themselves to any materials that curriculum asks you to teach. It means that you already did as a reflective teachers. So make your student like you first. If your student like you, if your student enjoy studying with you, then they will learn. Okay, you can just ask them, okay, student, please read at home. We continue tomorrow. And then something you don't understand, let me know. Ask the following day. It means that have fun, enjoy, and not feel afraid. That's the key for you to let the students will study by themselves. With you or without you, your student will learn. I believe that because they already love and have fun with English. Keep trying, Osim. Okay. Okay, next, Wahyu, still?
I feel sorry because Mr. Wahyu signal is poor there. So
yes,
I will take it instead. Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Continue,
no problem.
Ustaz Henry.
Yes.
Next question from Tito Muhammad. Bapak Tito.
Oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi
Okay, when we
wabarakatuh.
talk about reflection, it's just like when we see ourselves on the mirror, and sometimes it hurts when we know our weakness. Sometimes it hurts when we know our weakness. Okay, for the questions, after we reflect ourselves, how we teach, how students respond to us as their teacher. The question number one, after we know, actually our method is not kind of appropriate for them, and the material is lack of material for them. I want to ask how we should, what should we do? Do we have to find the appropriate method first, or we have to find the good material first? So what is the important thing? The first important thing when we want to fix the condition of our teaching in school. Okay, thank you, Mr. Henry. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. All right, Mr. Tito Muhammad. Yes. Reflective teaching. And then you want to become reflective teachers. You are right. We are on the same boat. It means that we try to have a look. We have to see our face in front of the mirror. Okay? Whether our nose pointed, whether our eyes is black or something, our lips or maybe our mustache or something, so that what we have a look on the mirror. Okay? When we have something bad on our face, do not break the mirror. So what we need to do? We try to see ourselves. So even though you said that when we know our weaknesses, it hurt us. Frankly speaking, at the beginning, yes. But our responsibilities as a teachers, even though it hurt us, so government trusts us, we can do government to help to welcome their future. And if it happens, and then you have already done the reflective teaching, or you become reflective teachers in the classroom. So maybe the methodology doesn't work, or maybe the group work, you use not runs as what you really hope. So after you know that, what you need to do. Okay, the first one, yeah, you need to do Yeah, you need to discuss with your colleagues in your school. Ask them, have you ever experienced teaching these materials? Have you ever used these methods in teaching this one? If they have experience teaching and they have the same problems, okay, you can read the theory of implementing the methodology what you use, the second ways. And after you read the step number 1, step number 2, when you use this method, step number 1, step number 2, when you use these medias in teaching, and then you already have some for the next teaching. It means that the first one, you talk to the colleagues, and the second one, you reread again, restudy again the method you have implemented, the use of the medias or some things, and then you can talk to your supervisors. Of course, English supervisors. Of course, Mr. Tito, we cannot fulfill everybody's need in one classroom. Even though we have to do that, but you cannot miss everybody in the classroom. For example, there are 30 students in the classroom. Maybe 2 of them do not like the way you teach, but 28 of them love the way you teach. So what to do? Try to become someone can please the 30 students, even though it's hard for us. You know what I mean? Okay, so talk to your colleagues, read again the methodology, use again the models that you use, then discuss with your supervisors. You have my own number. You see that? You can ask and you can discuss about the teaching. Yeah, see how to teach better. Because frankly speaking, I have an experience teaching in Albelia for around 17 years. So I learned a lot how to teach English better when I became English instructors in Albelia, Tito. So we can discuss other times about how to become great teachers in front of your students. Or now I try to popularize, try to fun in front of your students. Crazy about teaching, crazy about the medias, crazy about the methods. When you become crazy in front of the student will like you. Student will like you. But listen, I do not recommend you crazy outside the classroom. Crazy in front of the students, yes. Not crazy outside the classroom. Okay, so
Okay, thank you.
Next. Okay, but still have any other people want to raise questions?
Okay, Bapak Ibu. Next, okay, Ibu Sastila. Ibu Sastila, please, but you are still mute. Ibu Sastila?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
Ibu Sas?
Yes, okay, please, Ibu.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Henry. Nice to
Yes,
meet
good
you in
evening.
this session.
Yes, yes, Ibu
Okay.
Sas.
I am Sastila Murni from Padang.
Yes.
The same city with Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for the topic you are giving us for us today. I think
Yes.
it's a great topic. I'm trying the reflective teaching. I'm trying to be a reflective teacher. I did some models of learning models in my teaching. We know that in the model of teaching, all the students are doing in group. You know that doing in group takes a lot of time to do that model. But sometimes after doing that model, I didn't reach the objective of my learning. When I test the students, okay, the results are not satisfied. So how could we solve this problem? Okay, thank you, Mr. Henry.
Okay, now,
This problem, yeah.
okay, thank you, Ibu Sas. So now we are in between, right?
Yeah.
In one case, we want to make student pleasure with us learning
Yeah.
English, and then we ask them to work in group works. Yes, group takes time, needs times, of course, yes. And maybe we do another activities to make the students enjoy our classroom, love us, and love English, of course. But takes time. It takes time, yes. But when the students take exam or test, the result not what we really hope. It means that we did not reach our goals to have better results, because result in test or examination in our lovely country still counted with point 7, 6, 8 or something. Even though student will get 9, but they never speak English. Even some students get sick, but they speak English better. So we are in between. So how to solve these problems? Okay. If I can recommend, do not do methodology or models any meeting with group works. Maybe the first meeting group works, the next not group works, for example. So we can vary group works, not group work. Group works, classical. So again, that's why I really recommend that the one who create tests, the one who write tests are the teachers. Jadi orang bikin soal itu adalah orang yang ngajar di kelas itu. So because they know whether they reach the goals or not. That what we from the philosophy of curriculum development, teach to test. Test what you have taught. Yeah. Teach to test what you have taught. Ajarlah apa yang akan diujikan, ujilah apa yang telah diajarkan. It means that what I really recommend that when teachers really able to write or create their test or their examination, so you try to become test writers. But
I feel sorry, Ustaz Henry.
Yes.
I am 10 to 10. I am 10 to 10. Okay.
Okay. Okay, Sas, times limited, Sas. So you can you can come to my balai.
Okay,
So
thank
this-
you, Mr. Henry, for your
No
answer.
problem, no problems. Yes. Okay. Is there any?
Okay. Yes. Okay. Bapak Ibu, thank you so much for your participation, for your joining in this event. And then special for our speaker, Bapak Ustadz Henry. I think it is very interesting for us how to make our students or participants always do the best in the class. Okay, not only for our student but also for us, right, Bapak Ibu Guru? Not only for English teachers but also for other language too. Okay, because it is the best title, I think. And then inshallah for next we must practice. I feel interested into the last slide, Ustadz Henry. There are 7 slides, I think. Okay, and then next, Bapak Ibu, I will share to you the material for this night. Okay, Bapak Ibu, for our closing our event, time for pray together for closing it. Bapak Asep, as I told you the first. Bapak Asep, Ustadz.
Oke, ini sudah selesai ya?
Ya.
Oke, sudah selesai ini ya Bapak Ibu semuanya?
Yes.
Oke, terima kasih Pak Henry, terima kasih Bu Trisnawati, Bapak Ibu panitia semuanya, terima kasih. Sebentar saya spotlight dulu, mohon maaf. Oke, terima kasih Bapak Ibu semuanya, mohon maaf.
Ustadz Sarif, I feel sorry. I think it's better for us for closing our event. There is a pray. Pak Asep, mana ya Pak Asep tadi?
Oke, ini hostnya di saya, nggak apa-apa, bisa di.
Oh ya, oke. Please.
Oke, Bapak Ibu, dirasa kita cukup untuk belajar kali ini. Kita niatkan sebagai ibadah, Bapak Ibu semuanya, untuk mencari
Amin.
ilmu. Insya Allah kita dimudahkan untuk menuju surganya Allah. Amin.
Amin.
Amin ya rabbal alamin.
Amin.
Baik, apapun itu ilmu, yang penting nggak harus agama, tetapi ilmu bahasa pun penting bagi kita semua.
Yes.
Ya, oke. Karena ilmunya Allah itu tidak hanya Al-Quran, tapi seperti ini juga ilmu. Baik, Bapak Ibu, kita closing malam ini dengan sama-sama menghitung mundur ya, Bapak Ibu. 3, 2, 1 ya, Bapak Ibu. Mari kita mulai. 3, 2,